Hi, my loves, and welcome to the channel. I'm Erica, a psychic medium and a prophetess. I hope that you guys are all doing amazing. If this has found you, if the universe put this in front of you, or if you were called to it, connected with the title and the energy of it, then you're absolutely here for a reason. I am now back home in my, beautiful sacred space that I absolutely love. And my Wi-Fi connection is good and back to normal. So I was like, I need to get this message out to everyone. So, excuse me guys, there's a lot of like heart chakra clearing happening for me personally, and I know for the collective as well. So that part might resonate for you. Maybe you're feeling that. Also, a lot of throat chakra energy is activating in a huge way too. Helping people to, reconnect with the heart, things that are a part of their soul, their gifts, their truths of who they are on a soul level. And this ties into that, into this message. This is for my witches out there, okay? Man or woman, I just want to be very clear. Men are witches too, right? We call them witches, warlocks, wizards, magicians, magis, etc., right? So it's for both of you guys, right? Okay, so I just want to be clear. But this is for natural, but this is my channeled notes just real fast. This is for the natural born witches, okay? Those of you guys who this is for, you are very connected to ancient sacred civilizations, sacred sites. You're very drawn to Mother Nature. You are very connected with the ancient druids. So you also, I know for a lot of you guys, you will resonate with Merlin and the Merlin frequency, energy, as well as places like, Avalon, High Priestess energy there, going back to Atlantis, in the golden age of Atlantis. A lot of us are here now, right? But you've been, I'm getting Ireland, the Gaelic, energy, Scotland, Ireland, Wales. I'm being taken over to England, London. Okay, so these are all places that a lot of you guys, and now I'm being taken down to Southern America and tribes down in South America. So it's just all over the map, all over the globe, right? Many incarnations, many lifetimes where you've been extremely powerful with your connection to source and to earth and to the elements and the animals, and the wisdoms that you guys hold is next level. Who I'm speaking to, this is next level, okay? And this, when I say next level, it doesn't mean better. It doesn't mean, oh, you're better than the next witch or the next high priestess or the next high priest or the next starseed. It means that you're just here. This is where you guys are going to start really connecting. It means that you're here for a really big purpose. You guys know that one of my all-time favorite sayings, besides all the things, is bigger the pain, bigger the purpose. So who I'm speaking to, you've known a great amount of pain, beyond, you felt like your whole life you've been cursed or something, because it was just one hit after the next, one initiation after the next. But it was because it was a part of you knew all this stuff was going to happen, right? You knew how difficult this was going to be, but you also knew the payout at the end. You also knew how you would resurrect your soul gifts and memories, how you would reconnect to your lineages, your mastery, all of this, okay? A lot of what you can tap into is, and the dark feminine energy is rolling through in a massive way right now. It's resurrecting in a massive way right now, because so many people are literally being forced to go within, introspection, reconnecting to the dark feminine energy, okay? For women, very, very powerful, okay? But of course, men, women, we all have both polarities. So I'm also getting a lot of, so you're probably seeing a lot of people like even maybe mentioning or starting to talk about the dark feminine. Dark feminine rising is the way that it's coming through for me. And I'm going to be posting, you guys, trust me, like I've been going through it too energetically. I've been going through so much past life regression. It's not even funny. I'm going to be sharing about that on my live tomorrow here on the channel. It's just like, it's wackadoodle. It's like wackadoodle crazy. Like it's turned up like 1,000,000 degrees. Okay. Like I can't, it's just crazy. It's crazy. So anyways, so I know you guys are feeling this too. And it's crazy because this message came through like, I think the day before yesterday. And then I started getting just like more connecting to it and like messages about it and stuff. And I was just like, holy crap. Like the people that this message is for, like you guys serve a really big purpose here. You wield a lot of ancient power. Okay. Like when I say ancient, I mean like you were doing spell work. Okay. And energy work and alchemy work. Like before the dinosaurs roamed the earth. Okay. Like that's like, it's things like this. Okay. I'm talking billions of years old. Okay. You know, but you know, it's not going to be for everyone. I just do, ancient energy like this is drawn or guided to my channel because of who I am as a priestess and what I share and what I channel out, right? And what I receive, because it's all just to help. It's to bring confirmation, healing, you know, insight, teaching, however it comes through, right? Okay. So a lot of people through your lifetimes, okay? So I know I'm just, this is a lot, you guys, right? So bear with me. We'll tap into the card energy in just a second. So a lot of your lifetime, look at what's on the bottom of the deck. You guys, I swear to God, like random, holy shit. I pulled out this Halloween oracle because duh, happy equinox, beloveds. Like here in Northern Hemisphere, it's the fall equinox and it's my favorite season of all the seasons, everything about it. I am an October Libra girl, you know, so that's my sun sign. So I was born, you know, 2 days before the 10/10 portal peaks. So I'm a 10/10 portal baby. Halloween's always been my most favorite holiday. Just there's something that I have always felt and smelt in the air through the month of October and just through the equinox in general and especially on Halloween night. So I know a lot of you guys will resonate with that too, but this is hilarious that the witch, the earthly weaver of the worlds. Yeah. Okay. So I was picking this deck up to shuffle it and then just lo and behold. And also, I'm going to set her right there. I love this. So this is who I'm talking to. I'm telling you, you come from, and that's another thing that came through. Powerful archaic lineages of priestesses and witches. Okay. So here you go. I mean, maybe you're like thinking of being a witch for Halloween. I mean, it never gets old for me. I've been a witch for Halloween like so many times. I've also been other things so many times. Being a, you know, quote, like retired makeup artist, it's fun for me. But definitely I'm going to be a witch this year. And I think I'm going to try to do like a few different costumes through October just to like have fun here on the channel for you guys. So I don't know. Stay tuned. It could just be some crazy ass like face makeup, things like that, which to me are like the coolest, right? Okay. So powerful witches, powerful druids, witches, I'm hearing sorcery, like, but what I received was that people may, through lifetimes and even in this lifetime, the way people view you or project on you or judge you, it's like they are triggered by you. Yes, they're triggered by like your light and your energy and like just, you know, being a high vibrational being, you know, but a lot of people may see or deem it dark acts, like what you're into, right? Whether it's tarot, crystals, you know, it's like, ooh, that's dark. Ooh, that's the devil, right? So this is something that you guys have known through many lifetimes. And there's a lot of trauma around this too. So that's another part of this message is, you know, the ancestors, spirit guides, the goddesses that are coming through and the ones that are coming through the strongest. And these are also the ones because my 1010 portal activation workshop that we're going to be doing, we're going to do it on the 12th of October. So 2 days after the portal peaks, but it's a perfect time because we'll be like right in the tunnel of it all. Okay. So anyways, that's the day we're going to do it. So I'll be posting and sharing about that on like how to purchase your tickets per usual for the workshops, $44. But this one is centered a lot around the dark feminine and dark masculine, okay? Which we all have, we all embody, we all have soul fragmentation connected to these energies and aspects of the self. So this is the guidance, and this is gonna help change lives, okay? I'm just gonna, like, this one it's different in the energy, where the energy is in the shadow. Yes, we will be doing activations and things where there's light and dragon energy. Trust me, it's going to be off the freaking hook, you guys. This portal workshop, it's going to be very, this right here, it's going to be very witchy, high priest, high priestess, magician energy. We are going to be astral traveling to Stonehenge, and then we will be also astral traveling to I don't know, like maybe 1 or 2 other sacred sites. Okay, so more will be revealed to me the closer that we get from the goddess energies that are gonna be channeling through me for this. But it is Hecate, okay? So if you don't know Hecate, look her up, get familiar with her. I'm telling you, you will connect. Lilith, okay, is gonna help us big time with that dark feminine energy, helping us to heal shame around our sexuality and our sensuality, because we have been shamed over this. There's major blockages, there's major wounding and trauma around this, you guys. I can't even express this enough, and I'm right there with everyone else, okay? This workshop, we're gonna help bring forth massive quantum healing around these areas, okay, and helping to alchemize, transmute it, okay, into your power, into your passions, into your energy, into your sensuality, okay? So you feel me on this? But like I said, there's gonna be other things, but this one, like, it's gonna be very, like, if you were like, you loved, like, you know, the movie Practical Magic growing up, if you love Hocus Pocus, if you love Harry Potter, if you love Freya, Goddess Freya, if you love Hecate, if you love Goddess Lilith, Isis, of course, is always with me in these workshops, so she will be there as well. And whoever else is feeling called to come through. So again, very powerful and very whimsical, magical as well. The fairies are going to be present. We're going to call in all of our elven friends. We're going to be calling in, you know, interdimensional friends, beings of Middle Earth. Think Lord of the Rings. Okay, so just to kind of get it. Okay, so anyways, I just want to share, because I'm going to be sharing about it now in the videos, so I get the word out. Okay, so, you know, and if you guys feel called to share the videos too, that I would greatly appreciate that. And that's just, you know, good karma and paying it forward for a very powerful cause here for New Earth. So, okay. So going back, okay. So we have the witch here. So anyway, so a lot of people may view you as dark, or your energy is dark, or like, you know, they pick up on maybe you've always been more drawn to the shadow side of things. You know, maybe you're someone who, right, like an example would be for me, like, listening to like heavy metal, hard rock, you know, songs where the lyrics are very much like that, like in the darkness, in the shadow, in the sadness, in the wounds. Or, you know, maybe you're drawn to, you know, cinema, movies like that, right? Like something that, you know, me, because this is a reflection of me too. I resonate with this very deeply, because, you know, there's, you know, we all embody shadow and light, but some people are just more like that light worker energy and frequency. And they're more in that, you know, area, okay? But some people are very much shadow workers, okay? And you can, obviously a shadow worker is a light worker, right? I am a light worker, but I'm a shadow worker where I have known much darkness. I have known much darkness from people. I've witnessed evil in the eyes of another, you know. I've had many deaths and rebirths in this incarnation already, and I'm barely turning 40 years old. You know what I mean? I feel like I've lived 200 lifetimes in 40 years. So I know a lot of you guys, but this is like, we have the power to handle this. We wield the power and the threshold energetically to hold this. Okay, so if you feel like I said earlier, like, no, this feels like a curse, it's because, one, you're right. Your lineage, that was another message. Because you're an ancient order, you're connected to ancient orders, like stuff that like people like on earth don't even know. A lot of you guys, you'll be the first one to remember. It'll click back on for you as a, you know, from past lives, this wisdom, this ancient order. You'll be the one to start sharing, talking, prophesying, healing, you know, teaching, because it's meant to be shared. It's not meant to be hoarded. And that drives me crazy because I see a lot of that in the spiritual community, where people like want you to kiss their ass or think they're high and mighty, you know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, I'm so gifted, oh, I'm so gifted, you know, but they don't share. Like, I try to share as much as possible, but also hold space for my sessions where people will, we dive in more one-on-one, etc. And you learn a lot. There's activations, you know, whether that's just a reading, a healing session, a past life reading, you know, things like that, right? So it's meant to be shared, right? It's like number one, find your gift. Figure out at least like the first part of it, right? Because it's in layers, right? I don't just have one gift, I have many gifts. And each gift serves purpose or purposes through each layer of the journey, through each new rebirth, through each new cycle, right? Okay, so you guys are the same way. You have gifts. So you guys harness the wisdom of shadow alchemy. Many of you guys, you're shadow alchemists in a very powerful way. And, you know, for me, it's like, right, like there's like, I don't know, what's the example of like the military, right? You have like the army, you know, you have like the Air Force, you have like, right. And then there's like Navy SEALs, okay, right? Like, okay, so it's like the Navy SEAL or whatever. I don't know if that's like, I think that's correct, of priestesses, high priests, okay, or witches, okay, because this is, again, it's very witchy, like witch, like you could, you know, you were the one that was the healer for, you know, your villages, for, you know, for kings and queens, you know, for some of you guys, you were the kings and queens in incarnations, and you were very gifted, and maybe you were deemed an odd queen or king, or a defiant one, or, you know, one that was maybe very sexual, sensual, and really, you know, preferred, you know, many suitors and people, you know. So this shows up in many different ways, okay? And you had gifts. So with the shadow alchemy, okay, this is like shamanic work, right? Like where you do deep soul retrieval work, where you travel to the underworld, the underrealms, and you know, where you know, lost souls are, earthbound souls, you know. You find these pieces of the soul, and you bring them back, and you help heal the soul of the people you work with, right? But these are places that many people, they would dare not travel to, or they would dare not journey to. It just, they would, because it's scary. They would choose self, okay, and self-preservation over healing another or being able to help another, okay? That's the difference between, you know, shadow workers and others, because you're willing to do the deep, dark stuff, right? So some of you guys might be the type where, you know, seeing like, you know, like an accident on the freeway or something, a car accident, right? Where you see people injured, laid out, maybe there's blood, you know, that doesn't freak you out. You're someone who works well under chaotic pressure. You know, you could be, you know, it's like you're a spiritual surgeon, but many of you guys maybe have been surgeons. Maybe you are a surgeon. Maybe you are, you know, a nurse to surgeons. Maybe you can be in the emergency room, or you work in the emergency room. This is the kind of stuff, you know, paramedics, firemen, you know, things like this, right? But anyways, but my point is that even if you don't work in a field like that, it doesn't matter, because I don't, and I'm the same way. Blood does not freak me out. I'm not gonna faint. I can handle injuries. I've been, just a few times through my lifetime, I have been literally right behind very massive accidents. One was motorcycle accidents, Harleys. And that one was very, wow, it was gruesome. And then the other one was very same thing. And I was like, me and like, each time I was with one of my friends, first to the scene, first to try to help, you know, taking off scarves, clothes to try to wrap, stop bleeding, you know, things like that, right? So we have this tolerance of that. We've dealt with things like this many times over. A lot of you guys, you've been here, you've been incarnated in wars, in famine, in times of famine, in times of disease and plagues. You know, you've been incarnated in some of the most epic falls and rises of Earth's history. Okay, that's why you're here. And who I'm speaking to, I'm telling you, you're very powerful. And the whole point of this message is because, and this is what Spirit wanted me to tell you, so I'm glad I'm remembering this and didn't like stop the reading and forget, but right now collectively, okay, and this is just something that Spirit shared with me, right now collectively, there are sacred codes coming through, okay, for the souls, for the ones who are from these ancient, archaic families, lineages, so you can remember, okay? But in order to remember, you have to have faith that it is a part of you in the first place. If it feels right, if your intuition says yes, if this reading feels resonant, if this called to you or came to you, then yeah, right? Okay, so you also have gifts like, and that's why a lot of people fear you. They fear you because even if you're the nicest, sweetest person in the world, which, hello, like, right? Many of us are. We're just literally just genuinely kind. People fear this kind of stuff because it's foreign. It's not, right? It's not something you see a lot in this day and age. But it could also be, right? People who are placed in front of you, even if for 2 seconds walking by each other on the street, you're very powerful activators, many of you guys. So it's the shit end of the stick for us that are like that. But many of you guys are activators where you just walk by someone. It's something that was, you know, was just meant to happen at the right moment. And then boom, something happens. They're in your energy field and they received the activation. And then you guys go on your way, you know, or maybe it's, you know, someone closer to you, you know, things like that. Okay. And then, okay, so you have like abilities, and it's not like a dark evil magic, okay, like not like black magic in that way, or just dark magic and like that. It's dark alchemical magic, okay, meaning you're not manipulating humans or trying to manipulate, like, you know, like the consciousness like that. Like it's just darkness. Like you go where others won't go, right? Okay. Black cats are going to be relevant for a lot of you guys. I know that black cats are obviously a thing of witches, right? Or just, you know, cats in general are animal familiars. So maybe yours is a bird. I'm actually being shown a parrot right now. So maybe yours is a parrot. But I got black cats, frogs. So maybe these follow you or you see them a lot. Crows, of course, and ravens. The bear, okay? The bear is a really powerful one. Ooh, I forgot the mountain lion also. So the mountain lion, rabbits, okay? And then also like birds of prey. So of course, right, the owl, the eagle spirit, the falcon, the hawk spirit is a big one. Also the magpie. But also, like I said, I was getting parrots. So maybe you have a pet parrot, or maybe you're just drawn to them. Or maybe like every time you've been around one, it's very drawn to you, you know, I don't know. Things like that, okay? And then you have a really powerful gift. So you can control the weather with like your mood, okay? So like if you want the weather to, if you want clouds to clear and you want the sun to peek through, you can do that. Some of you guys, you've already practiced this. You've already woken up to this aspect of your gifts, or maybe you've already done this. This is something that I've done and witnessed myself with me doing it. And it was like, oh my gosh, but it was so beautiful. It was so empowering. And it's not something I like do all the time, obviously, but like just every once in a while, it's like, right? And then I just got major power, major gifts. Okay, so let's go ahead and just pull some cards. We're already 25 minutes in, but this was obviously just going to be mostly a channeling, right? So actually, let me go ahead and start with the Halloween oracles. So anyways, loves, if this is like, you know, vibing with you, you've had a very difficult ride in this lifetime, but you've had a difficult ride in many lifetimes. Oh, and that was another thing. Thank you, Spirit, for reminding me. In past lives, in many lifetimes, through your whole like in your ancestry, the ones who are like you, okay, who are part of these ancient orders, who know these ancient teachings and healings, who know these ancient wisdoms about Mother Earth and you know, nature and things like that. I'm like losing my train of thought now. Thank you. Okay. There has been dark practitioners. And when I say dark practitioners, I mean ones that try to block, they try to manipulate, they try to hurt or stop, right? Okay, so there has been dark practitioners who are also very powerful. I'm getting like the epic battle between, in Lord of the Rings, between the two wizards. Oh my God, the one that went dark, he was like a light wizard, a white wizard, like Gandalf. I can't think of his name. I know some of you guys will know, but it's like, it just slipped my mind. But he ends up going to the dark side, you know what I mean? But he's just like, of course, right? The good always wins over evil, right? We know this. But like, he was just as powerful. Like, I mean, he gave Gandalf like a run for his money, right? It's the same thing. But some of these dark practitioners have their lineages, they have followed you, reincarnated to follow you, because they knew, okay, that you were going to be the one to break the dark curse and the dark contracts that have kept your lineage imprisoned, slaves to poverty, slaves to lack energy, slaves to addiction, alcoholism, drug addiction. You know, it could be smoking, it could be, you know, lung disease like emphysema, or, you know, COPD, or cancer, or, you know, all of these things, right? Because we know what is disease. It is dis-ease, right? So for a lot of very powerful, you know, priestesses and high priests out there, you know, witches, natural born witches is actually, that's what we are. We're natural born witches, right? It's like we've had targets on our backs for so long, for so many lifetimes. For a lot of you guys, you've known this, you've been in hiding, or maybe in this incarnation, you always felt like a sense of like not feeling safe, or feeling like eyes on you, or do you know what I mean? And it's like, not like being paranoid. There's a difference. It's like just, you could feel something, right? Or maybe you didn't feel anything at all, but you just like, you know, have had like, you know, messages or signs about this kind of stuff before, right? Anyways, either way, it's like you've broken the dark curses, like you've broken the dark curse. And maybe this is for some of you guys, you know, maybe this happens, you break some dark curse in the next month or two, right? With the fall equinox, this is such a freaking magical time of year, you guys. Like, the equinox brings such a magical energy with it. I call it the equinox, it's the equalizer, right? So it's, you know, especially Libra season, right? Being the cardinal air sign, right? This is about the ethers. This is about your throat chakra, your truth. This is about authenticity, you know, your psychic ability, psychic gifts, right? Because people always associate the psychic energy with like the Queen of Cups and Queen of Wands, right? But like, think of the Queen of Swords, King of Swords. They are very powerful. They're the air energy, right? So their connection to the ether is freaking insanity, right? So a lot of you guys, your connections right now to source is insanity. Like just functioning on a day-to-day basis right now, like doing regular 3D matrix stuff and just like showing up in the real world and just like doing your job and like going to work and like, right? Like, okay, it is very weird. It is very strange, right? We are in a very strange place right now, strange world, okay? And that's how it feels, is so strange, but you're moving through it, right? And the universe favors the brave, remember that. And you being who you are, from the lineages that you guys are from the power that you hold and can wield, for the greatest good, for humanity, for Gaia, right? There's a lot of divine inheritance and good abundance heading your way, okay? Even just from the work you've done so far, right? A lot of you guys here on the channel, you're tarot readers yourself. A lot of you guys have started your own channels, you know, and you've reached out and you've shared with me, you know, that, you know, I was an inspiration, you know, and that is why I'm here. That is the most gratification. That is the most, you know, payment that I could ever receive, is hearing things like that, or through the comments about, I found your channel, you know, 6 months ago, you know, and it has helped me so much on my journey. It has helped me with my healing. It has helped me with XYZ. Like, these are the moments that I longed for when I was first guided to start doing this and follow this part of my soul work. So thank you, my loves, for that, and for your, you know, thank you comments, through your super thanks comments, through your super chats, like everything, through working with me, for being clients. But yeah, so where was I going with that? Oh, through the payout, all right? So like, every time that I touch a soul in that way, this isn't why I do it. I of course do it because this is my work. This is what I'm meant to do. This is why I'm here. This is a part of it. Every time I receive that, that's confirmation for me that I am doing my soul's work, and I'm doing an amazing, phenomenal job with it. That I am gliding into higher vistas of golden glory, right? And I know that every way I help another in that way, that's good karma that will be returned back to me threefold, easily, right? Same thing with you guys, right? So again, that's not why we do it. We don't do it for recognition, rewarding, you know, and that kind of stuff. Like, that's very, like, you know, oh, you know, it's like people that like, and I know I've said this before, but again, I was still in my ego too, and I've done so much healing that it's like, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I even say that. Like, you know, like readers, that you'll see like a reader and they'll be like, like, I wonder, or, you know, it's as if I'm psychic or something, you know, it's like, duh, like everyone's psychic. Everyone has these gifts, right? You just happen to be very in tune with yours. Why gloat over it? You know what I mean? I never said it to be like gloaty. I meant it to be like funny. But I just was like, you know, reflecting on that one day, and I was like, oh my gosh, you know, but none of us are perfect, right? So, you know, and those of you guys who like this message is for, you've been moving through a lot of you've been doing a lot of your shadow light work. You've been doing a lot of shadow light work, you know, over the past several years, you know, especially over this last year, you know, and especially since 2024 started. This is your alchemy. This is how you transmute. Many of you guys are fire witches. You're fire priestesses. You're very connected to the fire, to the element of the fire flames, divining with the fire, seeing messages, you know, deities, gods, goddesses, light language, sacred codes of geometry through the flames, things like that. Even if it's, right, like a bonfire in your backyard, or just, right, staring at a candle, which I lit this obviously for me, but I lit it before this message. This was a gift from my mom tonight. And this is for, it's yellow solar plexus, but it's to bring forth clarity, balance, and focus. Okay. And now I can't remember. It's like, what is it? Citrine with sodalite. I can't remember. But it smells really good. But I like felt I needed to light this for this message. And, you know, just like I said, in my space, just being, you know, in my parents' house, you know, for the last several days, it's just really nice to be back in my sacred Shambhala space, right? Okay. So I've been shuffling, and then look, I was like, I just looked down, look at, so jack-o'-lanterns. Have you guys went and got pumpkins yet? Okay, I want to get pumpkins this week sometime, because I love having pumpkins out like on my front porch, and I put them out like around my grass, like, you know, around the edges, like pumpkin patch, and I put them like through my house, and then yeah, it's time to decorate for sure. Okay, so some of you guys might be really called to like old, like me, I'll take me for an example. I love looking up like how to make like, you know, cakes and breads and strudels and, you know, pot roasts and, you know, shepherd's pies and things like that. But like look up old recipes from like the colonial era or like 1600s, 1700s, things like that. So that's coming through very strong, and that's definitely connected to our past lives, because it's something on a soul level we connect to, and right, we love everything about it. It's very nostalgic for you, even if maybe you don't know why. Maybe same with like, you know, pumpkins, going to a pumpkin patch, seeing pumpkins on a vine, or just squashes in general, but also like jack-o'-lanterns, right? It says sweetness and synergy. So you, right now, you are in the energy, the synergy right now is absolute sweetness. This is absolute, you know, it's, you know, a holiday energy. It's like a festival energy, like festive energy is what I want to say. But it's like high priestess festive. It's like witchy, you know, festive. It's like creating altar space with, you know, pumpkins on it, and maybe like, you know, for some reason I'm seeing dandelions and daisies, so maybe that's one, you know, or sunflowers, right? And then honoring certain goddesses, maybe goddess statues, or just writing on a candle, you know, carving the name of certain goddesses or deities that you want to call forth to the altar space, making sure the elements are there, right? And then it's harvest season, and this is that harvest energy, right? So maybe even for the ancestors and etc., you know, some fresh baked bread, and maybe, you know, some pomegranates and apples, you know, some oranges. These are all fabulous fruits for the harvest season, and for many different reasons that I do suggest looking up. But this is the kind of stuff that us natural born witches, okay, connect to. Like, it's not just because, oh, it's so cute, it's a jack-o'-lantern, it looks so neat lit up at night. No, it's because it's the earth element, it's the fire element, it's a gourd, it's a squash, it holds power of it on its own. It brings forth messages, and you could, right? It's like so much, right? Same thing with the fire energy, right? So this is a time where you are being very guided, activated, and called into your witchiness. Like if you're feeling called, you know, like for me, like I'm being called to dress way more like of who I feel like is my dark feminine, right? So I need to go on and I need to look up some, you know, it's probably gonna look, you know me with my hats, you know me already how I dress, very, you know, witch, you know, Stevie Nicks, long skirts, you know, beautiful scarving, you know, jewelry I feel called to. If I feel like I want to wear a witch hat, I'm going to wear a witch hat. It's like that. You know, this is how we embrace. And that is us in our truth, throat chakra. That is us doing what feels right in our heart chakra, right? And then also solar plexus energy with sacral energy too. It's all very strong right now, right? Look at this, exactly. The werewolf. Exploring your wildness. The more that you explore your wildness, what, you know, it's very, very carnal, very primal energy, okay? So again, you know, and that is the energy of the dark feminine, okay? It is carnal. It is very sexual. It is very like sexy. It is very magnetic, okay? Like, you know, a high priestess who is, you know, been working with that dark feminine and healing that and connected to their priestess energy and stuff, they become like men get like hypnotized by them, like their energy. Men become like drawn to them, hypnotized by them, because it's so powerful, it's so beautiful, you know. Same thing with men who are in these energies and have been through this healing work. They are very magnetic to the ones drawn to them. If it's another woman, she's gonna be like, oh my gosh, like an awakened divine masculine shaman, like high priest, you know, like holy what, like hell yeah. Okay, so tap into that inner, right? And wolves and werewolves can be significant too. Maybe you've had an encounter with a werewolf. Maybe you've had an encounter or hearing them at night, or wolves at night, right? Maybe they follow you. You go out in the wilderness. Every time I visit the forest, I hear wolves or I hear howling, you know. Working with the moon, also shape-shifting. So for a lot of you guys too, you're shapeshifters, where you can shapeshift into maybe your familiar, or like you've been able to, and this is the kind of stuff that like some people might find like cuckoo crazy, right? But we know, and if you're here and this is for you, then you know too, right? Shape-shifting at will, okay? Or going into meditation, and then astral traveling into, you know, traveling into, you know, a hawk or a dog or a cat, you know what I mean? And then you see everything they see, and you can go where you want them to go, okay? Things like that, okay? All right, so I wasn't anticipating this to be this long, but wow, this is such a powerful message. This is such a good message. Okay, and then we have the zombies. You could be like a big horror film buff like me. Okay, some of you guys are already like in the mix or the mode. That's what I was gonna say earlier. Like speaking of like the zombie, I love like the Rob Zombie movies. Like, you know, for me, I've loved Rob Zombie's, you know, music. He's not like my favorite, but there's things that I love, you know, and I love his vibe. You know, with like the old horror film energy, things like that. You know, very like, you know, even going back to like the 20s, 30s, but a very like, right, like 40s, 50s, 60s, you know, Devil's Rejects, and, you know, oh my God, I know all of them, but anyways, you know, House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil Rejects, things like that, right? They're over the top. Yes, they are like all the things, but that's why I like them. And I love the music, and I love the vibe, everything, right? That's like that darkness. A lot of people feel like if they watch those, then, you know, oh my God, if I watch that, something's wrong with me. I'm evil. You know, this stuff is sick. You know, you got to be sick to watch this stuff. It's like, this is the stuff that I'm speaking of, right? The zombie, see the death coming up from the grave, right? This is the stuff that the souls I'm speaking to, you have the gifts and power and sacred wisdoms and soul memories and in your Akashic records, etc. Oh, that's another thing, Spirit wants you guys to know that who I'm speaking to, like your Akashic records are very protected, okay? So I don't know who needs to hear that, but you connect with that death energy. Some of you guys, you've, you know, like Isis bringing Osiris back to life, like, oh my God, now I can't think of the word. I keep wanting to say narcolepsy, but it's not narcolepsy. Oh my God, how it's like on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. Oh my gosh, really? Okay, but you guys know what I mean. Basically, like bringing someone back from the afterlife, from the dead. Okay, necromancy. Okay, or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, okay, so I'm gonna switch decks real quick because we're already like so far in. You know, I just want to get really quick. Let's get a couple tarot cards, see what the tarot wants to add to this. But I hope you guys love this message. I hope that it really, really connects with you. I know it will for the ones who this is for. And again, like I'm saying, like, I feel like, holy shit, like I want to meet you, like who I'm speaking to, like I want to meet you. I want to like connect with you. I want to like, you know, like, because it's just so cool to like channel this kind of energy where it is not going to be for everyone, right? It's not going to be, you know, where it's for the masses, you know, because this is very special. This is very different. This is very ancient, okay? And it's not just even like, you know, ancient, like, I mean, I'm telling you, like some of you guys, like you could be taken to an ancient site where there's caves and like cave drawings from like the ancients, right? Where, you know, professional architect or, you know, archaeologists and people who read hieroglyphs, and they've not been able to figure it out. And you would probably be able to walk right in and it would resonate, and you would get some channeled kind of message about what the symbolisms were, about the message, and you would crack the code. Do you know what I mean? That's the kind of, I mean, it's crazy. Okay, exactly. I stopped shuffling the hermit. Okay, so you are the hermit. You hold great soul knowledge and wisdom, and you will be utilizing it in this lifetime. Even if you've just started your awakening and you're not quite there yet, right? This is what's to come. This is the stuff where you can save this reading, and someday in the not too far future, you can come back and look back and go, oh my gosh, this is crazy. She was right. Like, the stuff that's happened, it's just wild. Okay, and for all of you guys, this is the stuff that's happening right now. Okay, we quantum leapt. The eclipse was a shift, and we all felt it. It was a massive shift. We've all felt it. You cannot go back to what was prior to that. Okay, and if you try, you're gonna get drugged by the universe. The shadow aspects, that's why the dark feminine energy and dark masculine is rising so much right now, right? But the dark feminine is so powerful, and it's meant to be used always for the highest and greatest good, of course, right? This alchemy of it, right? So lots and lots of us diving into these wounds, you know, it's like sticking your finger into, like, you know, a gaping wound, right? It hurts, right? And you would think, I gotta be crazy to do that, right? But it stops the bleeding, right? It may hurt worse, but it stops the bleeding, right? That's like this. So right now, we're all being forced to stick the finger in the wound, right? And it's gonna hurt like hell in a lot of ways, but it's just a level up. It's an initiation. It's the rebirth. And it's meant to strengthen you. It's meant to show you more about your gifts, your power, who you are, and who you came here to be. Okay. It's the teacher, but look at this, the hermit, and then look what's showing up, the Two of Cups. Coming together with soulmates, both platonic and romantic, but with the shift that we had, and we're still in the eclipse energy and portal. We have the next of what, full eclipse on what, October 4th coming up here. Like, this is truly the moment. Like, if I've ever said this in my whole life or on here on the channel, this is truly the moment when everything has shifted and everything has truly changed. Like, that's it. And I know you guys have all felt it. And this is why these types of messages are starting to come through for me to get to you guys, because this is important. You have a soulmate coming in. This is the timeline, the shift, the equinox. Okay, this is about, you know, taking what you've learned along your travels through the darkness, you know, through the shadows, through the void, through the dark nights of the soul, through the deaths. Okay, like coming out, like you are the hermit, like that's not going to change, but you're coming out of the hermit energy. There's like a great reveal. You're starting to come out, be seen. Okay, coming together with a soulmate. And then we have the Ace of Swords, a time of victory, a time of truth. You know that, like, you know, is someone gonna match my freak, right? It's like, is someone gonna match my truth? Is someone gonna match my truth? So it's a soulmate who's coming in to match your truth, to mirror truth to you, to fill in the gaps, to do all the things. Okay, so I love you guys. I'm gonna leave it here. Let's just see what else wants to come out here. You know, and get ready, because I have so much coming in. Like, this has been such a powerful time for me too. Like, again, like, people can say whatever they want, but I'm a freak of nature. I am not just, I'm such an, like, it's crazy, trust me. Like, and the confirmations, the messages, connecting with other Akashic readers, people that are just like, what the fuck, like, what are you, right? It's crazy. It's so ancient. It's wild, right? I'm very connected to the star mothers. So it's just wild. So, and this is the kind of stuff that you guys are going to be tuning into and connecting to, like, on a big level. Okay, so just be open. Claim it. I am a witch. I am a natural born witch. I've always known this about myself. I am a high priestess. I am a high priest. I know I'm different from other people. I've always felt that. I always, you know, have moved through the darkness. I've always been drawn to the shadows, you know, to, you know, vampire movies and, you know, witchy movies and, you know, things like that, right? the Seven of Spears. This is the time to take a stand in every way, my loves, every way. Okay, you have 7, 7, 7 of coins. This is also payout time, like I said, because of you taking a stand, because of you standing in your power. You took a stand. You've taken a stand after stand against all odds. It's payout time, baby. Every time you did this, you planted a golden coin. Okay? You've been tending to them. Spirits had your back, tending to them. Okay? This is that for sure. And then Queen of Cups. It's also because of all of the love that you have put out. Every time you've helped someone, every time you've, you know, given kind words from the heart, you know, every time you've said, I love you, you know, or given a compliment that was genuine and authentic from your heart, right? It's also just being very, very empathic, very in tune, very psychically gifted, very, you know, all the clairs lit up, or maybe some are very strong, mediumship, prophecy, you know, just all the things, okay? Like, and, you know, so many people say to me, oh, I wish I could do what you do, you know, which I feel very blessed and honored. I'm not complaining. But the toll that it takes on me physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, energetically, right? And the amount of stuff that I receive that is very difficult to see and to connect to. The fact that a part of my work is like, I don't have a choice. I mean, I do have a choice at the end of the day, but I have to show up and you know, and I've gotten better about taking time for myself, but I have to constantly show up because that's why I'm here, right? Like, this is not for the faint of heart what I do. And I'm not just a tarot reader. There's plenty of tarot readers here on YouTube, you know? There's plenty of mediums and psychics here on YouTube. There's plenty of people who are intuitive on YouTube, right? But I'm telling you, like, I'm different. Like, it's crazy. And if you've ever worked with me, you know, if you've been to my workshops, you know, it's like, what the hell, right? And I'm not even like trying to brag or anything, because I wish I could trade this. I wish I could give it away. I wish I could trade places. You know what I mean? It definitely, for me, when I say in the beginning, like a curse rather than a gift, I feel that 100%. But I know it's a gift. I know it's a gift, and sometimes it's fucking heavy and it's burdensome, okay? But again, turning that darkness, that pain, whatever that is, wielding it into whatever it is that you want to wield it into, right? So, so anyways, love, so get ready for the workshop. Yeah, see, Masters of Death. Masters of Death, darkness, of the Plutonian underworld energy. Some of you guys are meant to be death doulas, or you've done that in past lives, but we are not fearful of death. We're not fearful of death. We're not fearful of our own mortality, because we get it. We understand. We connect. We're in tune. We see how stuff works. We feel it. We know it. Okay? All the deaths that you've been through. Okay? The Wheel of Fortune is here for you now. Okay? So I'm leaving it here, my loves. I know this was like, you know, a little different. Well, it wasn't really different, obviously, but like just the channeling part and just everything that came through. And again, like I said, you are a light worker, but a part of your light work mission here is to help yourself, help your ancestry, and help others dive into, heal, and connect with their darkness, their shadow, okay? Like all the things that we are all afraid of, that we try to avoid, or we want to forget about ourselves, or we don't want to admit, or we don't like, right? It's like, that's the stuff that you are meant to help people with. And again, it's not easy. It's not easy, right? Like, I wish that my biggest, you know, soul mission here was just to be like a sound bowl healer and do sound baths with people, you know? That would be awesome, right? But unfortunately, I am one of these witches. I am one of these, you know, dark shadow, dark feminine priestesses, right? I am full force, completely submerged within my own dark feminine right now. In fact, I can't wait to get my hair done again, because it's going to be super, just beautiful, dark, long, flowing, right? I'm feeling very drawn to whip out my black, you know, liquid liner again. Maybe, you know, doing some of I used to do this like all the time with like very nude, pale lips, very like 60s goth with like thick wing black liner, you know, dark nails, beautiful dark hair. that is the vibe I'm in right now. And of course, fall equinox, my birthday coming up, which I obviously associate with Halloween and all this darker shadow energy. I just freaking love it. I love it. So I love you guys. I know this was long. If you want to work with me one-on-one, if you want to connect with me, you know, with my gifts, like I said, everything's in the description box below. Again, like not the average like reader, right? Like I do quantum, very powerful quantum healing activation and healing sessions. I am a past life Akashic record guide. So tuning into your past lives, who you've been, where you've been, when you've been, what's happened, traumas, things like that come through. I offer a 20-minute vent sesh. And then of course I do like just general psychic mediumship readings. And the newest one that I was guided to do by Goddess Isis and Mary Magdalene is a 1-hour goddess channeled session where it's like a reading, but it's also like activation. It's also telling you maybe a little bit about yourself, just whatever they want to share. And it's like them speaking through me to you. And then any other like, you know, ancestors, guides, deities that want to come through for whoever I'm working with. So that is really cool. The people who have done it are just like, whoa, like they like couldn't even believe. And I couldn't even believe because this is obviously a new session that I'm offering. So I'm just, you know, starting to do these, right? But just very beautiful. So I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. I can't wait. I'm so happy that it's the freaking equinox. And I know it's not fall equinox for everyone here, but for a lot of you guys it is. So, you know, I know you're feeling that fall, like magic in the air, the autumn, you know, speaking through the rustling of the leaves and the leaves turning brown and the birds acting different, right? And then we're starting to see all the harvests from the summer, the gardens, right? But this is literal harvest that's coming into our lives. This is the literal time, my loves. Like we are on the shift. I can't even tell you how huge the shift was. Like we've quantum leaped, we've shifted timelines just naturally, but this was epic. This was next level. Okay? So whatever you need to let go of, let go of. Whatever you need to embrace, embrace. Okay, and I'm telling you, don't be afraid to tap in to your inner witch. Don't be afraid to tap in and explore your wildness, your passions, right? Okay? Is it for your highest greatest good and for the highest grade of all? If the answer is yes, there you go, right? Okay, if we're not harming another person or an animal, everything's good to go, right? Okay, so there we go. There you have it. Mwah. I love you, witches. Bye.